everyone, that's hello in Swahili. My name is Jordan and I'll be your driver out here at the Rumba Wildlife Reserve. Now, up above your head is an animal spotting guide. We'll actually list a lot of the animals that we might see, and though I cannot guarantee you see all those animals, we do normally have pretty good luck. So make sure your cameras and cell phones are out and ready. I highly recommend a fast shutter speed setting, so like sports mode, action mode, continuous mode on your phone, so anything like that, to get the best picture possible, because I can't stop every time I see an animal, but I stop for about 5 seconds for some. Now please do remain seated. Do not lean out of the safari. We drive over rough terrain near some thick brush with a lot of thick thorns. Younger explorers are more than welcome to sit on your lap for a much better view. That's so okay with me. But make sure they also remain seated on your lap as well, because they're not a lion cub and you're not a monkey. They're a man cub and you're also a man cub. So keep them on your lap, please. Is someone trying to say they're a lion? No? Okay, now we're not going to own up to it? Okay, that's fine. We're going to start in the Ansari forest. It is actually here in the forest. Animals are just a bit more shy than some others. With a great natural camouflage to do blend into their surroundings, so they hide from predators as well as us humans. So, but look what's happening about to the right-hand side. Wow, look at the okapi. Please sit down. Thank you. So the okapi is a really unique animal and a good one to start out with. It's so unique that its legs look like a zebra, but it is related to the giraffe. It's actually a skull structure in its tongue that make them relatives to the giraffe. Even though there's to the left-hand side is a watering hole, great gathering area for a lot of different animals. Especially when you need a drink of water, you want to cool it down, go for a swim, or maybe you just need a bath. But look out there to the left, there's a black rhinoceros.
Wow.
Which black rhinos do weigh 3,000 pounds, so having no natural enemies, you'd think they'd be able to survive out in the wild. But their only natural enemy is actually us humans, or poachers, illegal hunters, or just really mean humans, basically. So there is less than 5,000 black rhinos in the entire world, making them critically endangered. Ooh, also the horns, take a look here to the left, right down there below in the bush. There's some bongos. And bongos are nicknamed the ghosts of the forest, so please make sure you're just fully seated back there. They're really hard to see, I understand, but they're nicknamed the ghosts of the forest for a reason. They're camouflaged very well.
What is a bongo?
A bongo is a really large antelope. You can actually see them a little bit better here. They're the ones with the stripe looking, with the horns. And then the greater coot is another antelope, but they have no horns because they're female.
Oh. Oof.
So we're gonna make our way down a little bit deeper into the forest and check out the Safi River. Then while we're here, the river, we might see a hippopotamus or two, and they live in groups called a float. They are one of Africa's largest animals, weighing up to 5,500 pounds fully grown.
Those are some big birds.
And it is also that they're very territorial, so that actually makes them pretty dangerous. I didn't see any to the right-hand side. We'll check out the left and see if we find hippos. Looks like they're in the shallow end of the river here to the left.
Hippos? Ja, die haben Schwanz.
They can actually hold their breath 6 to 8 minutes at a time. Oh, and there's some pink-backed pelicans there, which they get their name because during mating season, a pink color does develop on those back feathers. Both males and females care for the nest.
That looks like someone hit a guardrail. What are they doing?
It's called Wild Africa Trek.
It's a what?
It's called Wild Africa Trek. It's just a separate purchase.
Oh, crocodile.
And there's some Nile crocodiles down below. Wow, look at those teeth. Nile crocodiles are 16 to 20 feet long in length. They do weigh about 500 pounds and eat half their body weight. They actually will hunt animals larger than themselves like wildebeests and zebras, though mainly they'll eat fish. It is that they have bone-crushing jaws because they apply 2,000 pounds of pressure per square inch. They also run at 10 miles an hour. We barely go 8 miles fact, when their jaws are closed, you can see 2 rows of teeth, basically 2 primary teeth on both sides. And that's one difference between alligators and crocodiles. Now we've made our way out of the Aturi Forest, leaving the Safi River behind us. We found ourselves in a completely different ecosystem. The great wide open Serengeti grasslands. And a part of that is the savanna, which will spread for hundreds and thousands of miles across East Africa. And it's going to act as a superhighway. Please sit down once again. Yeah, it'll act as a superhighway once again. Don't worry, there's really nothing to see just yet, except a lot of plants. But if you look to the left, you look really, really hard, you'll see a bunch of giraffes running around. Literally, everything's running around at this point.
Uh-oh. Is it true that they're most active at night, all the animals?
Depends on the animal. But also, it's a lot cooler. And just like us, we're not going to be too active during the day because it's really hot out. So we have our burst of energy, then we kind of lay down. Then we have our burst of energy and lay down. But it really also depends on the animal.
I like it.
Hey, what's your name? I just drove past you.
Hey, look at there, check it out. So the left-hand side, there's some African wild dogs. Now, they're actually crepuscular, and that's a really cool word, really fun word to say, but crepuscular means active at dawn and dusk. So they're pretty much not going to do much during the day anyway. The things we don't want to do is make noises at them because they do have an 80% success rate in hunting, and they chase their prey all together, which is about 5 to 15 adults, and then they chase their prey to the prey drops of absolute exhaustion. That's a long time. They have really good stamina. Even out there to the left, there are some sable antelopes, which are pretty aggressive as well, and that's because, again, they do have to be able to protect their young, and that aggressive attitude will actually help them in a fight against a predator. Plus, they do have horns that kind of curve up and backwards to discourage predators from jumping onto their backs. In case one does, they can just lean their head back and probably poke the animal in the eyeball. That's very uncomfortable. So there's a stampede up ahead.
Whoa. Whoa.
Okay.
I take it that's not normal?
I mean, I've seen it a few times, but it's not that unnormal, but it's just weird. You never know what you're gonna see out here. But stampeding out there was Iroquois cattle, white-bearded wallabies, and yes, even giraffes.
Are those buffalo?
No, Iroquois cattle.
That was me running with this.
Yeah, Iroquois cattle are actually the only domesticated animals we're able to find out here on the reserve. So they're also known as the Watusi cattle. And that's because it was the Watusi tribe that was the first to domesticate them thousands of years ago. Now, they said the white-bearded wildebeest will actually travel in large, densely packed herds up to about 1.5 million. And us humans will be the only other mammal to travel in a large, densely packed herd like that.
Look at you running around today.
So giraffes also go about 30 miles an hour? I don't know what to do. Okay, well, those were giraffes. They're also known as Maasai giraffes. They actually have very dark, jagged spots on their bodies, and they're just one of the many subspecies in the world of giraffe.
Are they generally very, active animals, giraffes?
The question was if they were active. I mean, most of their day is spent eating. They only sleep about 30 minutes a day, and when I mean 30 minutes a day, I mean that's collectively. So they take about very short naps.
They're just running everywhere.
But it does collectively equal 30 minutes.
So the rest of their time, they're constantly moving around them. Wow.
Oh, there they are.
Huh?
Right there. Wow.
I'm just gonna pull my hat off before I lose it.
And they're even to the right are some springback, which springback is only like 4 feet tall. So they're not going to get any taller, but they can spring into the air about 6 feet and 13 feet forward with a running start, and they are one of the top 10 fastest land animals, and they can reach about 50 to 60 miles an hour. And we're real close to elephant territory and monkey point, which elephant territory is pretty much over to the right-hand side, considering there's an elephant over there. But it's also because it's near the red clay pits. There's an elephant back there.
Oh, there's a Aw.
And there's also here to the left some monkeys. Now when I said we're not going to make noises at the animals, it wasn't just the African wild dogs, it was everyone. But mandrills are actually really shy monkeys, so they live in really large troops of about 100 members. They were right back there in the bushes. They actually rely on that camouflage to
I
hide.
see the one now walking.
I see a few of them.
And again, there was a male elephant to the right-hand side. We know it's a male because it was by itself. Males are typically solitary, while females do travel in a larger herd known as the matriarch society. So they're led by a dominant female. They also do tend to be young.
Are elephants typically aggressive?
They're not typically aggressive. They're just really big animals. They're actually really smart too. A lot of things that us humans do, like emotion-wise, is actually how elephants react. What's cool is that if you do want to learn a little bit more information about animals in general that I probably don't have all the answers to, all these questions are great for Rafiki's Planet Watch. It's actually a research center. In fact, researchers actually came here to the reserve as well. And they study communication and vocalization patterns of elephants because obviously animals do communicate in different ways, and sometimes they're on different frequencies where our ears actually can't pick it up. For an elephant, they used voice boxes, like actual voice boxes, put them on the elephants for a while, which wasn't harmful or anything, it was just for research. And it actually showed that they let out this low grumbling alarm sound when there's bees. Yeah, so they're really not the biggest fan of bees, and this really did help out with a habitat issue. And it's because elephants are losing their habitat, and they've been forced to live more amongst humans. So farmers and other locals are actually trying to figure out how elephants can stay away from their crops without being harmed. And that's where the beehives came in. So they actually put beehives on their fences to keep the elephants out in a safe manner. Also make money off of the honey that the bees make. So that works. Yeah, other than that, they're really not that aggressive. I mean, if you mess with a baby elephant, they could be. But that's if you mess with any baby animal. So you get babies. That's actually a juvenile elephant. These are the females and young elephants. The gestation period for an elephant is 22 months. So that's almost 2 years before an elephant is born.
Wow.
And they weigh about 200, 300 pounds to begin with. And again, 10,000 pounds fully grown. So you eat 300 pounds of food a day, but they don't get all the minerals that they need in their diet. And that's why we kind of went through the red clay pits real quick. They actually eat the clay for minerals and vitamins that they need in their diet.
How long do they generally live? Do you know?
That I actually don't know. I would ask someone at Rafiki's because I'm not too sure how old an elephant could be. But I can tell you that they're not considered adults at the age of 15. And that's actually going to be the second longest elephant next to us humans, because we're not considered adults until 18. Hang on. There's a little bit of better view up here.
Oh, there's some more.
And if you can see, it kind of looks like an elephant has like 4 legs, but there's a little baby, because you can see like it's smaller than the other ones. Then you see a little bit better. Whoa.
Little baby.
Now there's also some greater flamingos there on the island, which they do. They are the tallest and largest species of flamingo, and also see the great ones out there. Those are actually very young flamingos. In fact, they were hatched that white grayish color, and they're gonna keep that coloring they're gonna keep that coloring until about a year or two old, because it takes years for them to develop the pink coloring on their body. It is from the brine shrimp that they eat, which is rich in a protein called beta carotene.
I think we eat that too.
We eat shrimp, but the difference is that we're not going to turn pink. However, on the flip side, if you keep eating carrots for the rest of your life, you'll turn orange. So that's the best way to actually explain how they're turning pink, by using the carrots reference.
Uh-oh, I'm not eating them no more.
Everyone always told me that the elephants like, or that the animals play more when it's raining, and I don't know how true this is.
No, it's been true. We see them running
Oh
around.
no, it's true, because the elephants were heading more towards the watering hole. Sometimes they actually go swimming, but unfortunately I couldn't stay as long to even find out they were going to go swimming.
So the fact that it's raining is actually making them more active.
Yeah, it's a lot cooler. Again, just like us humans, we don't like the heat. I know I don't like the heat. When it cools off and everything like that, they're going to be a little more active. That's actually why the giraffes were running around with the change in the weather. If they were burning off some energy.
I like it. I like it. Giraffes are my spirit animals. I'm like, yeah, I can go. Okay, I'm dead. That's how it's gonna be now.
They're my spirit animal. I sleep just as much as a giraffe does.
Sounds about right. Only an hour a day, yeah.
A half hour, 30 minutes. That's all I ever get. Or it feels like. Alright, now what we're going to be looking for is actually some predators. However, even predators have a nice camouflage ability. Just like the one here up ahead, which I'm going to drive as slow as I can so everyone can see it, but I can't come to a stop because it's not a good view for everyone. But there is a cheetah right up there, and they are the fastest land animal in the world. They reach the average speed of about 60 miles an hour. It's a sprint, so they only cover about a few hundred yards before they do slow down. Now, they do have non-retractable claws in their tail. The tail acts as a rudder, and the claws will actually keep them anchored and upright, so they can make those quick, sharp turns after their prey without falling over. The iconic tear marks next to their eyes actually reflect the sun away, so they can see a little bit better. And they're what we call a diurnal animal, so very active during the day. Two really fun words to say, diurnal and crepuscular. Now, there's a lioness up there to the left, which is nocturnal, so there you go, you have all three. So that means lions are more active at night. During the day, a lion is actually inactive, resting 18 to 20 hours. The lioness actually does all the hunting. The male lion, however, is pretty much a stay-at-home dad most of the time. He does protect his cubs and territory because they're pretty territorial. But every so often, the male will hunt with the females. Now you can see animals are to the right-hand side, but we should see them once again. But those are white rhinos and bantaba. There's even an ostrich up here to the right. Which the ostrich is the tallest, largest bird ever. They weigh about 300 pounds and stand about 6 feet tall. Now, though they're flightless, they actually can run at 40 miles an hour.
So you're just gonna stand there, are you?
And those legs actually produce a very powerful kick. And they can they can actually kill a lion against even a human, because that is how powerful that kick is.
He's literally right off the side, just eating.
We're gonna try our best to go around it real slow. Please do not call to the ostrich or whistle or stand up. Oh, there's an ostrich. Okay, so again, make sure everyone's fully seated. There's a male lion to the left, and let's get on out of here and go find some more animals.
Oh, there was another lion? I missed that one.
If you can see in the burrow there to the left, there's a warthog. If you can't, Hakuna Matata, there's a warthog. Warthogs are actually the largest burrowing animal in Africa. They do use their shovel-like snouts, tusks, and feet to dig those burrows, and they love a short cap. They're really active during the day. There's some more ostriches here to the left, but there's the white rhinos and bantaba to the right again. Now, it was in the 19th century that the bantaba were actually considered extinct in the wild. And it's really because they were heavily poached for their hides. That's because they have please sit down, bud. Thank you. They have a purplish glow when the sun hits them just right. There is also the white rhinos, which again, rhinos are heavily poached for their horns, because culture still believes that a rhino has medicinal properties to their horn, which is not true at all. In fact, it's made out of keratin, which is found in our hair and fingernails.
That's a wake-up call for you if you're sleeping.
Even over to the right-hand side, just beyond that watering hole, are some yellow-billed storks. Typically found in pairs, you can encounter also really small groups up to 20 pairs, so about 40 yellow-billed storks individually. They're actually carnivorous birds, so they're meat eaters. They do eat things like fish, frogs, snakes, other small birds, and small mammals. Now we're at the edge of the reserve, so if you learn something cool about a new animal or learn more about your favorite animal, make sure you do pass along the information. And it is basically because knowledge is power, so the more we know and understand these animals, the less we're afraid and the more we're going to care to help them survive out in the wild. So it is really up to us humans to make sure they survive. I did mention repeat East Planet Watch. Again, all your questions were great. If you have any more that I personally cannot answer, which I can't answer a lot of them, especially about certain ones, and that's only because I don't know personally, you can always head on over to Rafika's Planet Watch via the Wildlife Express train. It is a real-life research center, and actually see a veterinary hospital and a nutrition station, so that's a lot of things to do out there. You can also stay here in the village of Harambe and ask the local traders about the Disney Conservation Fund, which small donations do go a long way because Disney matches every dollar you donate, goes right back to research projects, going right back to the animals. And you can always see some more animals here in Harambe along the Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail, which is a 15-20 minute hike where you see little-legged gorillas, meerkats, naked mole rats, and colobus monkeys. And even out in the village is the Festival of the Lion King. Every hour on the hour, you can join Simba, Timon, Pumbaa, and the rest are elephants in singing and dancing. Highly recommended. A lot of things to do, a lot of things left to discover, but don't forget us here at Kilimanjaro Safaris for no two surprises are ever the same. So once again, my name is Jordan. The name of our truck is